morning, everyone. Mind me, I am Malaysian, but I'm going to be speaking in an Angmo Mat Salleh accent because it's just my natural self when I'm on stage. So I want to talk to you guys today about my university degree. I majored in social change making, something that I never thought I would do. In fact, it's taken me on a wild journey that I never could have imagined myself doing. This university degree had no textbooks, and it was 100% field work. When I look at myself from before I started this degree to where I am now, I can say that I've learned a lot. I can't even begin to tell you everything that I've learned. But there were 4 things in this degree that I learned that changed my life. And I'd like to share those 4 things with you. The first thing I learned was that things happen for a reason. And what you don't get might sometimes be a blessing in disguise. When I was 16, the internship that I was doing took me to the remote village of Bario in Sarawak. Now, I did not like it at all when I went there. No one told me that Bario was going to be cold. It's in the highlands. And I only brought shorts and slippers, so I was really miserable at night. No one told me that my handphone wouldn't work. So being a millennial, I was even more miserable that I couldn't keep in contact with my friends back home to complain about my misery. And also, the people of Bario were very different from what I learned Malaysia was in school. We always learn about the 3 major races, Chinese, Indian, Malay, but very little about our East Malaysian counterparts, the Sabahans, the Sarawakians, all the ethnic groups that they have. So to think that I was still in Malaysia, and I was like, oh my God, they're speaking a different language, they're doing things differently, it just really baffled me, and I couldn't take it. So I left at the end of 10 days in Bario. I was really happy to be on the plane home. And I swore to myself that I would never go back to Bario ever again. But as life has it, I went back on another assignment for the same internship 2 years later. I was a lot happier this trip. I knew what to pack going to a place like Bario, so I had socks and I had a hoodie to keep myself warm. I bought a working SIM card for my phone so that I could keep in contact with my friends and family back home. But the best part was that the people of Bario remembered who I was from 2 years ago. And it made me, at 18 years old, feel like I was part of something, like I belonged. You know that saying, the first country you leave home for is the one that sticks with you the most? I could say Bario was that for me, even though it was still in Malaysia. The food was good, it was in the highlands, so that meant the air was fresh, and the people were amazing, and I fell in love with Bario. I went back a few more times after that on different assignments, and each time I went, I fell more and more in love with the place. Now, during this time, I had completed 2 years of an internship, and I was thinking that it's time for the next phase of my life. And I thought that next phase would be going to college. So I applied to different colleges, and I even got accepted to one. And I was mentally preparing myself for everything college. I bought new books, new stationery, I bought new clothes that would be nice for college. I even mapped out the traffic in the morning so that I could get to campus on time so I wouldn't miss classes. But as life has it, an opportunity arose. The project that I was working on in Bario was coming to an end, and they needed a continuation. And I thought to myself, well, why not start something in Bario? I know the place, and I really love it there. And besides, if I could take 2 years after finishing my SPM to do a 2-year internship, I think I could afford to take just 1 more year to start a project in Bario. So I sent in a proposal, and then from there, I became the founder of We. We started on the basis of teaching English to the women in Bario. This project was supposed to last a year, and that was our sole goal. for that 1 year, teaching English. I ran this first year of WE with my co-founder, Daniel. We were both 19 years old, and we were young and we were inexperienced. We did have an advisor, but this was still pretty much a two-man show. And that brings me to my second biggest learning, that everything you learn may one day come in handy. So have an open mind and keep learning new things. You know, when you finish your Form 3 exams, you get put into different streams based on your results, right? So there's science stream, there's art stream, there's commerce. So my results determined that I was suited for commerce stream, which meant my elective subjects were accounts, economics, and additional math. I did not like all three subjects at all. In fact, I took them for 1 year in Form 4, and then I dropped them all in Form 5, simply because I just didn't like to study them. My justification to myself was that I'm not the sort of person who would end up doing something like accounts, especially accounts. I did not like accounts. I told myself, no, I'm not going to be doing accounts in the future. So therefore, I could drop it without any regrets. I really regret that now. In a small project, especially with two people like Daniel and I, we had to do everything from marketing the project, planning the project, recruiting volunteers, to accounts. And out of the two of us, I was the only one who knew at least how to do a basic debit credit sheet. So the job of accounts was naturally landed on me. I thank God for all the times that I did pay attention in accounts class, because everything that I learned was put into practical use for WE. Unfortunately, I didn't have a teacher to grade my work. So if I made a mistake, then that would have been the end of me. But whatever I didn't know how to do, I Googled. And I can say that my Microsoft Excel skills have gotten pretty good over the last few years. So I like to share my third biggest learning with you. Perseverance is key. Daniel and I were young and we were inexperienced, and on top of that, we didn't have degrees. And as we all know in our Asian culture, a degree is key to success, right? So many funders and many partners turned us down simply because they thought that we would fail. But like I said, perseverance is key. Although Daniel and I didn't possess degrees, we had passion, we had perseverance, and we had persistence to running our project and making sure that whatever happened, it would succeed. And Daniel and I did succeed in our first year. We proved to many people that although we didn't have degrees and we were young, we were capable of achieving what we set out to do. In fact, almost 3 years later, we're still at it. And WE is even bigger than we'd ever imagined it would be. We've turned ourselves from just a project into a social enterprise. We're still working in Bario, but we're not just teaching English. We're training the ladies to become tour guides so that they can run tourism activities to earn extra income in their communities. We've also expanded our efforts to the state of Kelantan up north, where we're working with small-scale organic farmers to also run agro-tourism activities so that they too can earn extra income. We're invited to mentor other startups. We're invited to share our story at different events. But the best part for me was that I found 3 people my age who are passionate for the same things as I am and want to work for the same cause. These are the 3 I'm talking about. This is my team right now. So there's Daniel, there's Reitsu, there's me, and there's Hazik. As you can see by this picture, I'm not the crazy one. So together, the 4 of us run the entire operation of WE. Instead of having to divide the tasks between 2 people, we can now divide the tasks between 4, although I'm still landed with the job of accounts. It may seem really glamorous as to what we're doing, running a youth social enterprise. But actually, it's not as glamorous as you may think. We still make mistakes. But as my mentor puts it, there are no mistakes, just learning moments. And boy, do we have learning moments. Our capabilities are constantly challenged, and we're always playing on the edge of our knowledge. What we thought we knew, we actually don't know. And what we thought we didn't know, we actually knew. And that brings me to the last biggest learning that I like to share with you. Don't let society or other people define who you are as a person. Out of the 4 of us, only Hazik has a proper university degree. Rachel is pursuing hers. Daniel and I still don't possess ours. That degree that I told you about in the beginning, it's from the University of Experience. People still discriminate us for it. But we possess so much passion for our project that it outweighs everything that people say. The 4 of us rely on each other for support and guidance, and together we hold fort for what we're growing. When people tell us, no, you can't, we just say, yeah, okay, and then we move on. So some of you are students here at UTP, maybe not because you want to be here, but maybe because you have to be, whether it's family pressure or finances, scholarships, whatever your reason may be. But I'm here today as a 21-year-old legal adult. I'm telling you, don't listen to the adults. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that adults are out there to make sure that you don't achieve your dreams and are stopping you from achieving your dreams. But what I'm saying is that in most cases, parents choose the path for their kids and disregard what their kids actually want to do. And this is a very traditional way of thinking how life should be. You finish a prestigious degree, and then you earn lots of money and a good job, get married, have some kids, earn more money, and then retire, hopefully in that order. But in today's day and age, with so much innovation and so much creativity and 21st century technology, jobs are not what they used to be anymore. People have flexi hours, and people call themselves things like knowledge concierge, digital asset development coordinator, or social media advocates. Things that were unheard of in our parents' and our grandparents' generations. This world right now is so full of opportunities for us as young people. It's only a matter of us stepping out of our comfort zones and taking a leap of faith. Now, I'd like to leave you guys with a question to yourselves. What do you want your tomorrow to be? What does it look like? What does it sound like? What does it feel like? What shape is it? Your future and your tomorrow may take you on a wild journey that you never thought would happen to you. And I encourage you to embrace the opportunities that come your way. Hopefully, with some passion and perseverance, all the knowledge that you have, and some trust in the world, your future is whatever you want it to be. Thank you.